Bullies shoved a disabled girl in the street, but bikers appeared from nowhere. The afternoon sun burned hot on the cracked pavement as 14-year-old Lila pushed her wheelchair home from school. Her hands ached, her backpack was heavy, but she was used to that. She was used to pain. What she wasn't used to was cruelty. Out of nowhere, 3 boys stepped in front of her, blocking her way. Their laughter was sharp, echoing off the empty street. One of them kicked her wheel, spinning her chair sideways. "Can't even walk right, freak?" he sneered. Tears filled Lila's eyes, not from pain, but humiliation. As she fell to the ground, her books scattering, she whispered, "Why me?" Just then, the roar of engines broke the silence. A line of leather-clad bikers rounded the corner, their vests shining under the sun. The boys froze. The leader cut his engine, removed his helmet. And what he said next would change Lila's life forever. Lila had lived her whole life in a small town where people stared more than they spoke. After a childhood accident, she lost the ability to walk, but she never lost her spirit. Every morning, she wheeled herself to school, ignoring the whispers. But lately, the whispers had turned into taunts, and the taunts into something far uglier. That day, when the bullies cornered her, no one came to help. Cars passed, people looked away, pretending not to see. One boy snatched her math book and threw it into a puddle. Another mocked her movements. And when one pushed her chair so hard she fell onto the road, she thought it was over, her dignity gone with her balance. But then came the rumble. A deep, growling sound that made the boys turn around. 7 bikers appeared, forming a wall of steel and leather. Their jackets bore the name, the Iron Hearts. The leader, a broad-shouldered man with silver hair and a scar across his cheek, stepped forward. "You think that's funny?" he asked, his voice calm, too calm. The boys stammered, trying to laugh it off. "We were just joking." "Pick up her books," the biker interrupted. "Now." They hesitated. One of the other bikers revved his engine, loud, warningly. The boys scrambled to obey, gathering Lila's soaked papers and broken pencil. When they handed everything back, the leader crouched beside Lila. "You okay, sweetheart?" he asked gently. She nodded, still trembling. "Good. You don't let anyone make you feel small. Ever." And then, as the bullies ran off, the leader looked toward them and said, "We'll be watching. If this story touched your heart, share it to remind others. Kindness is louder than cruelty. Stand up. Speak out. Be someone's iron heart." The bikers escorted Lila home that day. Her mother rushed out in panic, fearing the worst, until she saw the kindness in their eyes. Over tea, the leader introduced himself as Ray, a veteran and founder of a biker group that protected kids and women from bullies. Ray listened as Lila spoke, her voice shaky but honest. She confessed how she'd been humiliated daily, how no teacher or neighbor had ever stepped in. When she finished, Ray looked at her and said, "You've got more courage than half the people out there. How'd you like to ride with us this Sunday?" Lila's eyes widened. "Me? On a bike?" "Not just on a bike," Ray smiled. "With the Iron Hearts." Sunday came, and when the engines roared again, this time outside her home, Lila wore a small leather vest Ray had made just for her. It said, "Iron Heart, Jr." The town watched as she rode through Main Street, her wheelchair secured to a custom sidecar. The same boys who had mocked her watched in silence as everyone cheered. The local news picked up the story. But for Lila, the real change wasn't fame, it was power. For the first time, she felt seen. Ray became her mentor, teaching her not just strength, but kindness, how to stand tall. Even when sitting down, weeks passed, but the bullies didn't dare approach her again. Instead, something unexpected happened. One of them, Ethan, showed up at her door. He looked different, no laughter, no smirk. "Lila," he said quietly, "I wanted to say sorry. I was stupid." Lila looked at him for a long time. She could have turned away, but she didn't. "You can't take back what you did," she said softly. "But you can do better." Ethan nodded. He started volunteering at the community center, the same one the Iron Hearts helped run. Slowly, the whole town began to change. Ray's group began visiting schools, teaching respect and self-worth. Lila even spoke at one of their events, her voice steady as she told her story months later. She received a surprise, a small motorcycle helmet, painted pink and silver, with the words, "Never broken." It was from Ray years later. When Ray passed away, hundreds of bikes filled the highway in his honor. And at the front of the convoy rode Lila, no longer the girl in the wheelchair everyone pitied, but the woman with an iron heart.